Alright, so notice when I'm setting up for the deadlift, I kind of lower into my squat to get the bar situated, but then I stand back up to get my alignment. So when I stand back up here, I'm really cueing my eyes to look towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Because when we go to deadlift, we're driving weight up against gravity. So our eyes are where our head leads us. If our head's broken down forward, we're going closer to the ground. That's momentum. That's key in grappling. That's a key in any other sport. Where your eyes go, the body follows. So your eyes are up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. And as I go to lower to position myself, notice I really anchor myself, my hands to the bar. I really grip the bar tightly, and I use that to lower my butt into the hole. Where I'm kind of in that 45-degree angle with my spine, and it kind of would drive up towards where that ceiling meets the wall. That's kind of the idea there. The eyes are up, and my feet, notice it's very subtle, but I screw my feet outwards, meaning if you were to be on a slippery piece of ice, the movement I'm doing would turn my feet outward to where they would end up eventually be pointing away from one another. I'm screwing them to the ground because it's creating torque. It's the same thing that you can do when you're doing a push-up. It creates torque that allows you actually to get more strength and more power and explosiveness in your movement, okay? So now when I go to lift, before I do that, I take some slack out of the bar by kind of lifting. It takes that slack out before I take that slack out of the bar before I lift. This allows me then when I go to lift, there's no drag, there's no resistance keeping me from really getting into the lift. Another big thing you'll probably notice with my deadlifting technique is I only go to the knees. Well, Billy, why do you do that? Well, for two from my research, if we're going for sport performance, we don't really need to complete the entire movement. We just need to go to the knee, and literally we should only drop the weight. Meaning the eccentric part of the lift is really what tears your muscles down. So if you want to get more volume in your training, you're better off lifting to your knees and then dropping the weight. Now granted, I didn't fully do that in what you see here. I did slightly, as you could hear it, bump, but I lived at a YMCA where they get kind of annoyed when people drop weights really loud, so I kind of control it on the way down, but you never control the weight at the expense of your low back. If you feel the weight pulling or tugging weird on the eccentric part, drop the weight as soon as possible. The strength gains, the power gains, those come from the concentric part of the lift, bringing the weight from the ground to the knee. That's our focus here, is training for sport and vitality and vibrancy and performance, okay? We're not professional weightlifters. We don't need to control it on the way down. Another thing you'll notice, my knees are driving outwards. I'm still working on this in terms of a few biomechanical faults I've had myself, but your knees should be driving outwards. That really allows you to get your hips into play, get your glutes to activate and fire. And that's why I like to even do this movement with the band, because it forces me to activate that outer hip, the glute medius, and ultimately the glute maximus. If you ever feel yourself getting stuck when you're deadlifting, or doing any type of movement for that matter, grip the barbell tighter. Meaning if you grip the barbell tighter, that creates irradiation, which means that your body will become stronger all throughout the body by the byproduct of the hands creating that, okay? So by squeezing your hands tighter, you create more strength all throughout your body. So if the reps start getting more difficult, squeeze harder, grip harder, you will feel stronger and be stronger. Another thing to notice, stable head position. Your head doesn't move. Your eyes probably won't even blink when you're doing this. You're focused, you're lifting weight, you're getting stronger. There's not room for this wishy-washy movement to be had. It's all about focus and attention to the details of your movement.